what's happening? My name is Sarah Fried Malik, and today we're going to discuss Javed Iqbal. Javed Iqbal is a notorious serial killer in Pakistan in 1999, and he went on a killing spree and killed 100 street children because he's an asshole. That's good. And for today's mukbang, we're gonna eat McDonald's because I think he's a piece of shit. But I also really like McDonald's. This is a McCrispy chicken, spicy McCrispy chicken with cheese. It's really good, and I really like how crunchy the chicken is. Now let's start from the beginning. So Javed Iqbal is the youngest of 6 siblings. He was in an affluent family. He was part of an affluent family. His father was a merchant, stockbroker, had a lot of money. Father's name was Muhammad Ali. And they gave Javed everything. Anything a kid could imagine. Javed had a wonderful education. He was an intermediate student. He went to Railway Islamia Railway. Why is it so hard? Islamia Railway Railroad Lahore for school, and then for his FA. When he had joined for his FA, his father had gifted him a bungalow. Wow, right? What a cool dad. Javed had his bungalow and a Pajero. He used to drive it around, and pick up young boys. And when he would pick up these young boys, he would shower them with gifts, perfumes, watches, and I think he'd make them feel that they've been seen. And what ended up happening is that his parents caught on. They were like, what's going on with Javed? Like, why is he acting so weird? And his behavior didn't change. But his parents became more and more concerned. And they decided that maybe, just like every Pakistani parent, maybe the only way to really fix Javed is to get him married. Problem solved! Problem solved! Javed refused. He said, there's no way I'm going to get married. He said, only if you agree to who I choose. So he already had somebody in mind. One of his victims. He wanted to keep him close. So in order to keep him close, he thought the best way, I'll marry his sister. Cheeseburger. Super sick, man. Disgusting. So he does that. Parents are happy. They feel like, okay, Beta has fulfilled our wishes. We are happy. Thank God. He's married. And then things start to get weird again. Javed is accused of sodomizing another child. Now the father adores Javed, so he's always defending him and always covering up for him and saying, no, it can't be my son didn't do it, right? So when the father passes away, he gives Javed 3 million rupees. So what does Javed do? He buys a house with a swimming pool. Okay? A swimming pool. He decides, oh shit, how can I get more boys? An arcade. He gets an arcade. He decides to open a gym. He opens an aquarium. He opens this like weird safe shop, a school. It gets weirder and weirder, just so he can kill them. Okay? Okay? But he would attract these boys. So what would he do at these arcades? So at the arcade, he would purposely drop his money. So now, have you all heard of the Candyman? I think everyone's heard of the Candyman, right? He also had accomplices. Similarly, so did Javed Iqbal. He would pick up impressionable boys like Sajid, Muhammad, and have them as victims as well, and use them to lure other children to do his dirty work. So that's exactly what would happen, is that Javed would drop money, and purposely he would hope that one impressionable boy would pick up the money. And when the boy would pick up the money, he would take that boy back, strip search him, sodomize him, and kill him, dismember his body, and then pour acid on him, put him in a vat, so that he would be unseen and no one would be able to find him again. And if that didn't work, he'd throw the body in the river. Similar to Jeffrey Dahmer, what he would do with his victims and their bodies. Sick man. Disgusting. That kids are starting to go missing. Something is wrong. So they stopped letting their kids go to these arcades, the gyms, the schools. And I mean, the school didn't work out because nobody wanted to go, because nobody wanted to send their kid to the school. Now, when his father died, nobody came to his aid. No one had wanted to have anything to do with him. Now look, the media has this picture that, okay, Javed Iqbal was wrongfully accused, he was in jail, and that's when his mother passed away, and then that's when he vowed that I'm going to kill 100 children and I'm going to make 100 mothers cry. The media screamed that. But that's not the story. That's not the whole story. Javed Iqbal killed 100 children because he wanted to teach the police a lesson. Okay? He wanted to teach the police a lesson that, look, I'm killing these street children. You don't even know I'm killing these street children. You don't even care about these street children. Javed Iqbal decides, after the 100th child has been killed, that he's going to turn himself in. He goes to the police. He doesn't even want to go to the police because he's so scared of the police, because he thinks that the police are just going to kill me because of his experience in jail. So there's that whole thing as well, that because the police had brutally hit him so badly when he was in jail, and his mother died, that if he came forward, that they wouldn't even give him a chance to speak, and they would kill him. And when he did come forward and say that he did do it, they didn't believe him. They thought he was crazy. Again, a conspiracy. He goes to the Jung newspaper and he has a confession letter stating that he did it. And he meets with an inspector, and he gives the letter to the inspector and says, this is the confession. And in this confession, I've also I also have the address of my home. You can check my home. And that also had even more information to corroborate his story. Pictures of the children, clothes, shoes, a diary, a detailed diary of the children that he killed. That's with names, not names of the children, but like detail that this is not being taken out, these bodies are here because they need to be seen by the police, like detailed. You know, and then when he had finally been arrested, families came in and they wanted to claim their children's, and the only way they could is by recognizing their clothes and shoes, which is so heartbreaking. And then finally, when the judgment had been announced, that he was going to get the same sentence as he had given to his victims. So there's a special word for that in Urdu. And he was going to get the same sentence as his victims, where he was going to be cut into 100 little pieces and poured hydrochloric acid on. And it was the most barbaric sentence. But it was the only way that those victims' families could find peace. Knowing that, he changed his statement. He said, my friends are in on it. I wasn't part of this. I thought I had to come to you because the police weren't doing anything about this. Nobody even cared about these children. He tried to make it that Pakistan is to be blamed, that they weren't aware of this. Javed Iqbal's accomplices were also charged with murder. Sajid, Mohammed, Nadeem. Sajid and Javed Iqbal. So Javed Iqbal and Sajid committed suicide, apparently, in their block cells, with their bed sheets. But again, they say there was foul play, that it's possible that the police were involved. And then Mohammed Nadeem received 182 years. Javed Iqbal received 700 years. But there's no peace, because this was such a heinous crime, such a horrible thing for a man to do. But he said he could have killed even more children. He could have killed 500 children. And he felt no remorse. He did not feel bad about this.